So back to work on the drag car again. We're going to get rid of the pillar trim and the headliner and all that kind of stuff. I already started a little bit. Took out the visors. So a couple screws here, a couple screws there. We'll get rid of it. So I've got the headliner and everything ripped out now. Everything's gotten pretty bare. I think I've just about reached the end of taking things out of this car. Still got a tiny bit more to do that I will do while I'm repairing things. Now it's time to get fabricating again. Gotta fill these holes up. Definitely gotta fill that hole up. And these ones here. So I will get started doing that. And the templates again, just like on the bumpers, I'll be putting a piece of cardboard or paper over top of that, trace it out, and then I can trace it onto a piece of metal. Cut it out, trace it onto a piece of metal, and that's how we'll do it. Get it all welded up and good to go. Alright, stay tuned, we'll show you what we do. Alright, so I made a patch for this first big hole here, and you can see I've got it tacked in nicely. And what I'm going to do, because sheet metal tends to warp very, very easy, is I'm going to be tacking a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, move around, spread the heat out. Things don't warp as easy, and once I get it all done, I'll prime it and paint it. Hopefully it stays on there for a long time. And yeah, that's how you get these done. So you trace it out, make a nice little panel, slowly get it to fit. My gap's a little big on top here, but I can work with that. And yeah, you make it fit, and then on the back side we got a little trimming to do. I'll show you that. On the back side here, we have these little metal lips in here. There, and here we'll be cutting out once we got everything fully welded, and make it a little cleaner, tiny bit less weight, and there we go. She'll be all patched in and ready to go. And then we just got to do it for that hole and this hole over here. Alright, you can see we're getting things patched up in here and fully welded. Got this one patched up. There was a grommet here, removed it, patched it up. All these little bolt holes that you find inside the firewall and stuff too, all those got to be patched up and everything. It doesn't matter what it is, you do not want fire coming through here if something happens to go south on the inside there. So I still got this one. I got to make that funny little shape and patch it up, and we're going. I've cut off a few more things here. The accelerator pedal bracket was fairly tall here, all over the place. I cut it off. Anything I find I can cut out to remove weight, I'm doing. So yeah, keep that in mind if you guys ever plan a project like this. All the bolt holes and everything all have to be sealed up, because yeah, something goes sideways, you don't want fire coming through onto you or a passenger if you have one, whatever. And yeah, it's all about staying safe and having fun. Figured I'd show you guys another little trick that I'm using. I'm using a small block Chevy push rod. What I've done is just tacked it just barely to the material here that I'm used to cover up this hole, and then it makes it a lot easier to line things up and stuff like that. Up in the hole here, you can maneuver it around. You don't have to worry about it falling through the hole or whatever. So just keep something like that in mind. Really nice. You can maneuver it a lot easier, line it up, all that kind of stuff. Some nice easy little trick. There you go. Alright, so quite a bit accomplished again. I got this little hole patched up. So it appeared I had all the holes in the firewall patched up. And then I noticed there's a big plastic piece here that, guess where that goes? Right out into the open. So I got to patch that up. I took my body saw and I cut a little bit bigger hole here, make it a little easier to get in with the welder where I need to. And this here, you can see up in there, it goes right out to where I have my trouble light. More patching and stuff I gotta do. Brings me all up here. So what I think I am gonna end up doing is I'll probably end up cutting all this stuff out. Cut this and this out, leave that big box in there, maybe trim it back a little bit. And then I'll probably just weld a plate straight down here. I will weld up the one on the inside over here, and I can imagine there's another piece of plastic right there. So I'll weld another piece of plate straight down there too, just to block it off on this side. And yeah, the more I dig in, the more fabricating I gotta do. That's okay, I don't mind fabricating, so find it fun. yeah, lots of work to do. I also got rid of a mount here. I got to clean that up a little bit, buck it off a little nicer and cleaner. And yeah, so another big thing to watch for when you're welding and stuff, especially close to an engine. You can see how close this one is to my distributor, that there's no fuel lines there, nothing you can burn or whatever. If there is, you can get thin little pieces of steel. Old heat shields and stuff off of mufflers work really well. Slide them in between there so you're nice and safe. Can't get anything on there. Yeah, it's a lot of watching what you're doing, a lot of common sense that you're not gonna blow yourself up, start your car on fire, all that kind of cool stuff. Nobody needs a trip to the emergency room. So yeah, there you go. Done lots of work so far, lots more ahead of me, especially over here. I noticed I was peeling in here the other day a little bit, goofing around. There's quite the holes there, and even rust bubbles down in under here. So what I'm going to end up doing, I think, is just getting rid of this glass, because if I have to start cutting and welding in here, I'm just going to wreck the glass, and I don't want to take the glass out and put it back in. So I'll patch what I need to patch here, and I'm just going to cover this piece up here, piece of sheet metal, get it all cleaned up. You'll see it when I start working on it again. We'll get into that more. But you come up with problems, you always come up with an idea to fix it. The glass here, kind of pointless for me. I don't need it. So if it was a street car, it'd be a whole different story. But it's a race car, so do what we got to do to get her running. All right, so that's it for now, and we'll see you guys later.